Hello dear students, welcome you all to this lecture. Today we will study the eigenvalue problem. We will also study a method to find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of a given square matrix. The eigenvalue problem. So first we will see the definition of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Let A be an n by n matrix. A number lambda is said to be an eigenvalue of A if there exists a non-zero solution vector k of the linear system ak equal to lambda k. Then the solution vector k is said to be an eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda. So here we are considering A to be an n by n matrix. So given a square matrix and K is an n by 1 column matrix. So it is an n by 1 matrix. So when we do the matrix multiplication AK, we know that matrix multiplication should be compactable. So AK will be an n by 1 matrix. It is an n by 1 matrix. And RHS lambda is the constant here and K is also an n by 1 matrix. So here our aim is to check whether there exists a n by 1 matrix K such that the product AK will be a constant multiple of the vector K itself. So it means that we must have AK equal to lambda K. So K is an n by 1 matrix. So we see that lambda K is a constant multiple of K. So here our problem is to check whether there exists a column vector K, such that the product AK is equal to the constant multiple of K. It is equal to the constant multiple of itself. So this is the problem here. So the problem of solving AK equal to lambda K. This we have to solve. The problem of solving AK equal to lambda K for non-zero K. So we see that the K should be non-zero, because if K equal to 0, what we will get? We have AK is equal to 0 and lambda K will also become to 0. So 0 equal to 0 is trivially satisfied. So this means that K should be non-zero. Okay, so the solution vector K should be non-zero. So the problem of solving AK equal to lambda K for non-zero vector K is called the eigenvalue problem. Is called the eigenvalue problem for the matrix A. So this is the eigenvalue problem. So our problem is to solve AK equal to lambda K. That is, our aim is to find a non-zero vector K for which this equation will be satisfied, for which AK will be equal to a constant multiple of K itself. So our aim is to find such a vector K. And if there exists such a vector K, the vector K is called if there exists such a vector k, the vector k is called eigenvector. It is called eigenvector, and the corresponding the value of that constant value of lambda, the corresponding value is called eigenvalue. Corresponding value of lambda is called the eigenvalue. We also use the term for eigenvalues. We also use the term characteristic values. Characteristic values. And for eigenvectors, we also use the term characteristic vectors. Characteristic vectors. So this is the eigenvalue problem, the problem of finding a non-zero k for which ak equal to lambda k will be satisfied. And if you are able to find such a k, then that vector k is called the eigenvector or the characteristic vector, and the corresponding value of lambda is called eigenvalue or characteristic value. For example, we will see a problem. Verify that k equal to 1 minus 1 1 is an eigenvector of the 3 by 3 matrix A equal to 0 minus 1 minus 3 2 3 3 minus 2 1 1. So we have to check whether this k, which is a non-zero vector, is an eigenvector of this 3 by 3 matrix. So we know that it will be an eigenvector if it satisfies ak equal to lambda k. So we will see what is ak. So A into the matrix k. So we have written the matrix A here into the matrix k. So when we do matrix multiplication here, we are getting it as minus 2, 2, minus 2. Now we see that we can take minus 2 outside. So we get minus 2 into 1 minus 1, 1. Now 1 minus 1, 1 is our eigenvector k. So this is the vector k. So we got that ak equal to, we are getting ak equal to minus 2k. So k is a vector such that ak happens to be a constant multiple of k. It means that k is an eigenvector and the corresponding eigenvalue is minus 2. So here minus 2 is the eigenvalue. Minus 2 is the eigenvalue and k equal to 1 minus 1, 1 is the eigenvector. So we have checked whether the given vector k is an eigenvector or not. Now we will see how to find eigenvalues and eigenvector of a given matrix. So suppose the given matrix is of the form. So in the matrix form we have written as ak equal to lambda k. Okay. So our aim is to find a non-zero k for which ak equal to lambda k holds. Now if we take the RHS to LHS, this implies ak minus lambda k equal to 0. Now this implies if I take k outside, a minus lambda I of k equal to 0. Here you can see that A and K are matrices, so I cannot write lambda itself. Lambda is the number, so I must write lambda into I, where I is an identity matrix. And its order will be same as the order of the matrix A. And if we are taking, suppose A is an n by n matrix, let A be an n by n matrix. So I will be an identity matrix. It is an identity matrix also of order n by n. And what is K? K is a column matrix consisting of K1, K2, etc. Kn, n elements. So we have in the matrix form, we have A minus lambda I of K equal to 0. If I write it as a system of equation, we will get it like this. A11. If the matrix A has the entries A11, A12, etc. A1n, A21, A22, etc. A2n, etc. Last one is AN1, AN2, etc. ANN. Then if we expand this, A minus lambda I of K equal to 0, if we expand this one, we will get like this. So it is A11 minus lambda K1 plus A12 K2 plus etc. Last one A1n Kn equal to 0. Like that, the last equation is AN1 K1 plus AN2 K2 plus etc. The ANN minus lambda Kn equal to 0. So we get a system of equation in this form. Now we see that this is a system of homogeneous equation. And in the last class, we have studied that a homogeneous system of n linear equation in n variable has a non-trivial solution if and only if the determinant of the coefficient matrix is equal to 0. So, in the definition, we say that the solution K should be non-zero. We have to find a non-zero K such that AK equal to lambda K holds. So it means that we should have a non-trivial solution. Our aim is to find a non-trivial solution for this system. Non-trivial solution for this homogeneous system. For this homogeneous system. So we have to find a non-trivial solution, and this will happen if and only if determinant of coefficient matrix is equal to 0. This we have studied in the last class. So from here we get this will happen if determinant of coefficient matrix, so it is A minus lambda I is equal to 0. So this happens, so to get a non-trivial solution, we must have determinant of A minus lambda I equal to 0. Now if we expand this, we get a nth degree polynomial. We will get a nth degree polynomial in lambda. And this equation is called the characteristic equation of A. So this is called the characteristic equation of A. Now, the eigenvalues of A are the roots of this characteristic equation. So, once we get the characteristic equation, we have to find the roots. So, roots of the characteristic equation. Roots of the characteristic equation are the eigenvalues of A. Now to find the eigenvector corresponding to an eigenvalue lambda, we have to solve the system of equations A minus lambda I of K equal to 0. We can solve this by applying Gauss-Jordan elimination method to the augmented matrix A minus lambda I 0. So we can use the Gauss-Jordan elimination method. Sometimes we will get it directly, otherwise we apply the Gauss-Jordan elimination method to the augmented matrix. So our aim is to solve, our aim is to find a non-zero vector k for which ak equal to lambda k holds, and this is equivalent to saying that we have to solve the system of equation a minus lambda I of k equal to 0. This is a homogeneous system of equation, n equations in n unknown, and we must have a non-trivial solution because k is not equal to 0. Trivial solution means k is equal to 0. So in the last class we studied that to get a non-trivial solution for this homogeneous system, we must have that determinant of the coefficient matrix must be 0. So here the coefficient matrix is a minus lambda I. Okay. So we must have determinant of a minus lambda I to be 0. Now if you expand this determinant of a minus lambda I, if you expand this, we will get a nth degree because the order of a is n. So we will get a nth degree polynomial in lambda. And that polynomial is called characteristic equation of a. Roots of that characteristic equation. So it will have n roots. Being an nth degree polynomial, it will have n roots. Roots of that characteristic equation are called eigenvalues of a. Now once we got the eigenvalues, our next aim is to find the eigenvectors. To find the eigenvectors corresponding to an eigenvalue lambda, we have to solve the system of equation a minus lambda I of k equal to 0, which can be solved by using the Gauss-Jordan elimination method to the augmented matrix a minus lambda I 0. Now we will see one problem. Find the eigenvalues and eigenvectors of the matrix A, where A equal to 3, 4, minus 1, 7. So we have to, our aim is to find a non-zero k. K should be non-zero such that ak should be equal to lambda k. So which implies that a minus lambda I of k equal to 0. So this will happen if determinant of a minus lambda I is equal to 0. So if this is a system of, this is homogeneous system. The homogeneous system. So to get a non-trivial solution, we must have determinant of a minus lambda I equal to 0. Now what is a minus lambda I? A minus lambda I is the matrix 3 minus lambda, 4 minus 1, 7 minus lambda. Now if so first we have to find the characteristic equation. So determinant of a minus lambda I we have to find. So here we got that equation is lambda minus 5 whole square. So here we have expanded the determinant, so we get lambda minus 5 whole square. So this is the characteristic equation. So we have lambda minus 5 whole square equal to 0. So this is our characteristic equation. Characteristic equation or the now we have to find the eigenvalues. So this equal to 0 implies that lambda equal to 5, 5. 5 is, these are the characteristic values or the eigenvalues. Characteristic values, or we say it as eigenvalues. Both are same. So we got the characteristic value lambda equal to 5. It is repeated twice. Since we are solving a 2 by 2 matrix, we will get two characteristic value. Here both characteristic values are same. Now we have to find the eigenvector. To find eigenvector. To find the eigenvector, we have to solve a minus phi I of k equal to 0. So since we are dealing with 2 by 2 matrix, we will take k to be k1, k2. Now a minus phi I will give you 3 minus 5, so minus 2, 4, minus 1, 7 minus 5, so it is 2 into k1, k2 equal to 0, 0. We have to find k1, k2. This is our eigenvector. So if we write this equation, if we write, this is the matrix form, if we write it in the corresponding system of equation, we see that this is the multiple of first row is a multiple of second. So this is nothing but minus 2 k1 plus 4 k2 equal to 0. And the second equation is minus k1 plus 2k2 equal to 0. So you can see that if you multiply the second equation with 2, you will get the first equation. So in effect, we don't have two equations here. In effect, we have only one equation, that is minus k1 plus 2k2 equal to 0. Because the first equation is a multiple of the second one. So this implies that k1 is equal to 2k2. So we have k1 is twice of k2. Now k2 can take any value. So k1 depends upon the value of k2. So if k2 takes the value 1, this implies k1 takes the value 2. So we got one of the eigenvector, that is 2, 1 is an eigenvector. This is an eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue, corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda equal to 5. So we got one eigenvector. Now you can give any value to k2. Corresponding to that value, you will get a different value for k1. So there are so many eigenvectors corresponding to an eigenvalue. This is one of the eigenvector. So in that way, we can find many eigenvectors corresponding to the eigenvalue. So in this problem, lambda equal to 5, pi is a repeated eigenvalue and 2, 1 is one of the eigenvectors. So in the last problem, we see that if k2 takes different values, k1 will be different. So it means that there are so many eigenvectors corresponding to an eigenvalue. So we also notice that is eigenvectors can be many. Many eigenvectors exist corresponding to an eigenvalue. Also we can say that a non-zero constant multiple of an eigenvector is another eigenvector. So a non-zero constant multiple of an eigenvector is another eigenvector. So it should be non-zero because eigenvectors cannot be zero. We can prove this in the general case also, because if k is a If k is the eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda, then we can say that if you take any multiple of this eigenvector, it will again be an eigenvector. Because if I multiply this with 2, so I'll get 2ak equal to 2 lambda k, and I can write this as a 2k is equal to lambda 2k. So this is of the form ak equal to lambda k. So this means that 2k is an eigenvector. 2k is an eigenvector corresponding to lambda. So if k is an eigenvector corresponding to lambda, then 2k is also an eigenvector corresponding to lambda. So in general, any non-zero constant multiple of an eigenvector is again an eigenvector. Now we can also see that sum of two eigenvectors, again they correspond to the same eigenvalue. So suppose we have two eigenvectors, suppose k1 and k2 are two eigenvectors corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda. Okay, then we can say that their sum k1 plus k2 is also an eigenvector corresponding to the same eigenvalue lambda. Now since k1 is an eigenvector corresponding to lambda, we will get ak1 is equal to lambda k1. Since k2 is an eigenvector corresponding to lambda, we get ak2 equal to lambda k2. Now, if we add these two, we will get ak1 plus ak2 is equal to lambda k1 plus lambda k2. So this can be written as a k1 plus k2 equal to lambda k1 plus k2. So now again this is of the form ak equal to lambda k. Instead of k we have k1 plus k2. So this implies that k1 plus k2 is an eigenvector corresponding to eigenvalue lambda. So we see that the sum of two eigenvectors is again an eigenvector corresponding to the same eigenvalue lambda. Also, a non-zero constant multiple of an eigenvector is also an eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda. But we can we also note that one eigenvector cannot correspond to two different eigenvalues. That is, one eigenvector cannot correspond to two different eigenvalues. That is, we suppose that we have two different eigenvalues corresponding to the same eigenvector k. So suppose we have ak1 equal to lambda k and ak is equal to lambda 2k. That is, k is the eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda 1 and k is the eigenvector corresponding to the eigenvalue lambda 2. Now this is not possible. That is, one eigenvector cannot correspond to two different eigenvalues. Because if it happens, it implies that Since the LHS are same, the RHS must be same. So lambda 1k equal to lambda 2k. Now k is non-zero vector. So you can divide through by k. This implies lambda 1 equal to lambda 2. So it means that the eigenvalue should be same. So it means that one eigenvector cannot correspond to two different eigenvalues. Okay, so in this class we studied about the eigenvalue problem, and we found we did a problem for a 2 by 2 matrix, how to find the eigenvalue of a 2 by 2 matrix, and also we have seen some properties of eigenvalues and eigenvectors. Now the remaining portions will be covered in the next class. So thank you.